Very good evening to all the participants. Today's speaker, distinguished speaker, CA Manish Gadia sir, our branch chairman, CA Rajesh Agarwal sir, and all the participants and attendants. Very good evening to all of you. In this GST Gyansatra, we are here to listen to the views of our speaker, CA Manish Gadia sir, who will be delivering his views on GST on hospitality industry, travel tourism industry. He has been extremely a proficient speaker on this topic and the entire indirect tax subject. So for opening remarks, I request our Pune branch chairman, CA Rajesh Agarwal, to have his views.
Thank you, Rishikesh. Good evening, friends. I warmly welcome all of you. I welcome past WIRC chairman, CA Manish Gadia, who is like a big brother to me. Really, this is a very unique series, but today's topic is again a unique in the series, because if you see many provisions which are not directly given in the law, but given by notifications. As like a real estate, tourism is also a complex industry with respect to the GST is concerned. And I am assured after completion of this session, everyone from all of us will take something new today. Thank you, sir. Thanks for joining this series. On our single call, you have given us acceptance. Really obliged, sir. Thank you. Thanks a lot. I hand over the charge to Rishikesh.
Thank you, Chairman, sir. So before we actually start the session, I am pleased to introduce today's speaker to all the participants. CA Manish Gadia, sir, a visionary leader and a senior professional with practice experience in the field of indirect taxes, especially the GST, and an exemplary writer for journals, and he has co-authored various books with passion for inspiring the professionals and students through imparting high-end quality education. A chartered accountant in practice since 1997 and partner in Messrs. GMJ and Company Chartered Accountants practicing in the field of GST. He has various research publications and books to his credit. He has co-authored the book Statutory Obligation of Cooperative Housing Societies, published by the WRC of ICAI. He has co-authored a book named Handbook on Valuation and Handbook on EPC Contracts. Both have been published by the Chamber of Tax Consultants, that is CTC. He has also been a regular contributor to WRC Referencer, a regular contributor to GST Referencer published by the GSTPM. He has contributed articles on service tax in the Income Tax Review monthly journal published by CTC. Also compiled the budget booklet published by JB Nagar CP Study Circle of WRC for the years 2005 to 2021. That is a long era. On the academic proficiency point of view, a renowned academician and an eminent personality with a proficiency in delivering more than 550 lectures on service tax, GST at the ICAI, regional councils of ICAI, branches, study circles of ICAI. The CTC, AIFTP, BCAS, GSTPM, CGPI, Management Institutes, the Institute of Company Secretaries, Indian Navy, trade associations, and various corporates. That's a long list where Manish sir has delivered various lectures. His major achievements include the chairmanship of the WRC for the year 21-22. He has attained leadership roles as past chairman of the PDC committee and the Students Circle Coordination Committee for the year 21-22, Career Counseling Committee in the year 19-20, Indirect Tax Committee for the year 16-17 of the WRC. He has invited he has been invited to express views on GST, which is regularly telecasted on national television as well as print media. He has contributed for a special column in the Navbharat Times newspaper, which focuses on addressing queries of the readers on GST from May 17 to 19. This is indeed a long list, and for the paucity of time, I may not be able to read out the entire bio, but I gratefully invite the past chairman of WRC, CA Manish Gadia sir, for this seminar, and I kindly hand over the charge to him. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Rishikesh, for your kind words. I thank Pune branch, especially Chairman Rajesh Agrawal, for giving me this opportunity to interact with all of you. The today topic given to me is the GST on hospitality and tourism industry. And this industry is really a unique industry. That what the Chairman Rajesh Agrawal has also informed, that each and every travel agent or each and every person, every transaction is different from each other. And as far as the industry-wise sectors are concerned, as far as GST is concerned, it is my advice to all the participants, all the professionals, that before opening the GST book, most important is that you should understand the industry, understand the transaction. Because GST is a transaction-based tax, and each transaction is different from other transaction. Even in the same company also, two transactions may not be the same. So unless you will understand the transaction, you will not be in a position to give the proper advice to your client. So first, understand the transaction, understand the industry, what are the practice followed in that industry, and then you should go to the GST book and GST law for giving your views or your opinion to your client. So we all know that what is GST is. So GST we can summarize in this, a small video, that whatever you are getting from your supplier, you should pass it on to your customer at the same force. That is what in a nutshell is the GST is. So now directly coming to the impact of GST on hotel and cruise. This is the biggest portion of this industry as far as hospitality industry is concerned. So I'll start with the hotel and cruise with the place of supply. Why I'm putting hotel and cruise together? Because the place of supply for hotel and cruise are same. That's why I'm taking this together. When the services are directly relating to accommodation by a hotel, etc., including houseboat, vessel. What is houseboat? If you have visited Kerala, where you will find the houseboat, where in a river, they will take you throughout the river, throughout the night, to stay in that houseboat and enjoy the beauty of that river. If you go to Kashmir, Srinagar and Dal Lake, you will find the Sikara, where you can stay, have food, you can enjoy the lake throughout the night. And even if Bombay, Goa, we have experienced the cruise is operating now. So these are what we call a houseboat, vessel, or maybe a cruise. So whereas the accommodation by hotel, houseboat, etc., or accommodation in any immovable property for any marriage or function, any kind of function, or any related ancillary service, if the location of supplier and the recipient both are in India, and if the location of immovable property or boat or vessel or their intended location, if it is in India, then the location of that hotel or maybe the location of that boat or vessel will be the place of supply. And if the location of the recipient, if the location of that property is situated outside India, but the service supplier and the recipient both are in India, then the location of recipient of service shall be the place of supply. In case of houseboat, or may not be in case of houseboat what operating in Kerala, because they are operating only in Kerala. But if you see the cruise which are operating between Bombay and Goa, sometimes it's operating between Chennai, Visakhapatnam. So it's maybe traveling between different state. So then place of supply in case of multiple state, then how you will determine the place of supply? So where the immovable property or boat or vessel is located in more than one state or union territory, the supply of service shall be treated as made in each of the respective state or union territory in proportion to the value of service separately collected or determined in terms of the contract or agreement entered into in this regard, or in the absence of such contract or agreement on such other basis as may be prescribed. So basically, suppose if a cruise are operating between Maharashtra and Goa, and the price of the cruise is suppose 1 lakh rupees, and cruise company is saying that 60,000 is toward Maharashtra and 40,000 is toward Goa, then the place of supply for 60,000 shall be the Maharashtra and 40,000 shall be the Goa. But sometime they are giving a single, entered into a single contract. Then it will be difficult to determine how much to be allocated to Maharashtra and how much to be allocated to Goa. So for that, they said as may be prescribed. And they have issued a clarification saying that on the basis of number of days you stay in each state, you have to bifurcate according to that. So suppose if that cruise are operating for 5 days, and suppose 3 days it is in Maharashtra and 2 days it is in Goa, then again it's 60-40 ratio you can divide, and then you can pay the GST on the same. Again, place of supply for cruise. So wherever you are staying in a cruise, there may be possibility that there may be an Indian cruise line and there may be a foreign cruise line. If it is an Indian cruise line and Indian passenger are using that, then the place of location of the cruise or intended location of the cruise shall be the place of supply. That's what we discussed in the last slide, previous slide. Second possibility is that foreign tourist is coming and using that Indian cruise line. Then the place of supply, location of the performance of the service. So again, it will go to Maharashtra, Goa as the case may be. Second possibility is that foreign cruise line. An Indian passenger is going to Singapore and using maybe a Singapore cruise, or maybe a Alaska, or maybe in USA, they are using this service. So Indian passenger, then the place of supply shall be the location of performance of service. And if that performance is outside India, then place of supply shall be outside India, no taxability in India. And foreign cruise supplying a service to foreign passenger, it will not be taxable at all in India. So that is the place of supply as far as the cruise are concerned. This already I have discussed. Next is coming to the rate for the hotel accommodation. So GST, as you all know, was introduced from 1st July 2017. The day when it was introduced, it is said that different slab rate they have given. And they said that if it is a declared tariff, then that will determine the GST rate. So 1st July 2017 till 26th July 2018, that is maybe period of 1 year, it was on the declared tariff. And after that, notification number 13 has been issued, and there they have clarified that instead of declared tariff, transaction value on which the GST will be charged and the rate will be determined accordingly. So up to 30th September 2019, below 1,000 rupees, there was no GST. It was totally exempt. Rupees 1,000 to 2,500, the rate was 12%. 2,500 to 7,499, it was 18%. And then 7,500 onwards, it was 28% till 30th September 2019. But for the first 1 year, that is from 1st July 2017 till 26 July 2018, if suppose my declared tariff is 8,000 rupees, but I am giving a discount to the customer and charging only 7,000 rupees to the customer, then also the tax rate applicable at during that period was 28%. But from 27th July 18 onwards, 2018 onwards, similar transaction, the GST rate will be not 28%, it will be 18%. From 1st October 2019 till 12th March 2022, they have reduced the rate, and the peak rate, which was earlier 28% for hotel accommodation, will be now 18%. So up to 1,000 rupees, they have exempted it. 1,001 till 7,500, the rate is 12%, and 7,501 onwards, it will be 18% on the transaction value. And with effect from 13 March 2022, they have removed the exemption up to rupees 1,000 also. So even if it is hotel accommodation per unit per day is charging 500 rupees, then also 12% GST will be applicable on the same. So that exemption up to 1,000 has been withdrawn. Rate, other things remain same. Now coming to the rate for cruise, there is no separate rate has been given as far as the cruise are concerned. We received one question from Mr. Krishna. He is asking, sir, what if tariff is 8,000 and hotel has given me discount of 1,000? Then what will be the rate of tax, 18% or 12%? As I have already explained that from 27th July 2018 onwards, in this kind of scenario, it will be 12%. It is not on the declared tariff, it will be on the transaction value. And transaction value in your case is 7,000. I hope I am clear on this. Yeah. Now, what will be the rate for cruise? We have a different rate for different items. Whether it will go for hotel accommodation, whether it will be go for as far as the transportation are concerned, because it is moving from maybe Mumbai to Goa. So then transportation is also there. There are cruise which are operating between Bombay, Goa, and they drop at Goa. Or maybe Lakshadweep, they drop passenger at Lakshadweep. Or it may be other rate. What kind of rate shall be applicable on this? Different views are possible on this. But my interpretation here is that if you go to Sikara in Kashmir, if you go to houseboat in Kerala, they are not moving. So of course, it is not a transportation. They are providing an accommodation service. So, and as far as other cruise are concerned, which are operating from Bombay, Goa, my personal view is that it will go as per the rate of hotel accommodation. So maybe up to 7,500 per day per unit. If it is less than that, then 12%, otherwise 18%. Again, the possibility is of a tour operator who is doing booking of a cruise for the passenger. Tour operators are also operating on a different model. First model is that they will be working on a commission basis. So they will get some commission from the cruise line, maybe Sikara, maybe from houseboat. And In that scenario, whatever commission they are getting from that houseboat or vessel owner, on that 18% will be the rate, and they will act as a commission agent, and on the commission only they will charge the GST. Sometimes they also recover some service fees from the passenger also, and commission also. So for commission, they will issue invoice on the cruise, and for markup, they will issue invoice on the passenger who is going and pay the GST accordingly. Whenever we are saying commission or markup, as far as this industry is concerned, we have to be very clear with the pure agent concept. So whatever may be the cruise line, maybe for the air ticket, maybe for the hotel booking, if they are going on commission basis, then there is a condition given in Rule 33 of CGST rule saying that any reimbursement of expenditure as a pure agent will not be included in the value of transaction value. If you have any hidden margin, suppose you have purchased a cruise of 10,000 rupees from the cruise line and selling it the same to the customer at 12,000, then on entire 12,000 you are liable to pay GST, not only on 2,000, because you are not satisfying the condition of pure agent, because 4 conditions are there to satisfy to become a pure agent, and then again 3 more conditions to satisfy to not to include that as a reimbursement expenditure. Another example, as I said, that he has purchased at 10,000 rupees, sold at 12,000 rupees. So then entire 12,000 he is liable to pay GST. And in my view, then again you have to see the transaction, because whether it is a package tour or not. Because if you go to the definition of package tour, it says that package tour should include at least 2 elements. One is accommodation and transportation. So suppose if you go to Sikara in Dal Lake at Srinagar, there it is not moving at all. So no transportation facility is provided in that. And suppose he has purchased a room night for Sikara, maybe at 10,000, selling at 12,000. In that scenario, it will not be a package tour, only if he's selling Sikara. Then he has to pay GST at the rate of 18%, and he can take the input tax credit of Sikara subject to other conditions. But in case where the transportation is also included, like a houseboat in Kerala, LAP, where it is taking you from the shore and then it is moving entire night in the river, and again it is moving to dropping you at the shore, or maybe the cruise line operating in Mumbai, Goa, like that. So where transportation and accommodation both are included, then it will become a package tour, and then he is liable to pay GST at the rate of 5%. And once in case of package tour, ITC is not allowed. ITC is allowed only if you are buying a package room from another operator and selling it to the customer. So operator to operator, ITC is allowed. Otherwise, that ITC is not allowed. So if you are directly purchasing from the cruise line, then credit of the same is not available if you are paying GST at the rate of 5%. Whatever questions you have, you can write in the chat box and we can discuss. Next issue is that in respect of hotel, we have discussed that the place of supply shall be the location of the hotel. So suppose take an hotel which is situated in Mumbai, and a company who is operating in SEZ, which is also in Mumbai, like SIBS, which is in Mumbai. So hotel, location of the hotel, so it will always charge intrastate supply and will charge only CGST, SGST. But in case of SEZ supply, this transaction, because of section 7 and 8, if you read of IGST Act, this transaction will always remain as interstate supply, any supply made to SEZ. company located in SEZ if it is used for SEZ operation. So it will remain interstate. So location so it will remain as interstate supply as per section 7(5)(b) of the IGST Act. And hence, even though if hotel is in Mumbai, the customer is also SEZ, which is in Mumbai, it will remain as interstate supply and hotel will charge IGST to that person. So whether it is hotel accommodation or whether it is the restaurant service or maybe a banquet service provided by a hotel to SEZ unit, it will always remain as interstate supply because of section 17(5)(b), and they will always charge IGST on this transaction. Rishikesh has asked a question: is ITC allowed for operator to operator when GST is paid at 5%? Of course, yes. In the rate notification, that condition is there. So suppose I am not promoting any tour operator, but suppose a Vina tour has purchased, has sold a package tour to a Rishikesh travel, and Rishikesh travel has charged 5% and sold it to Manish Gadia. So Rishikesh travel will get the credit whatever he has paid GST to Vina travel, because operator to operator credit is allowed in 5%. Otherwise, it is not allowed. Kshitiz Agrawal has asked, what is the effective rate for removal of exemption from tariff below 1,000? It will be 12% with effect from March 2022 onwards. So up to 7,500, the rate of tax for hotel accommodation is 12%. Leena Rajpurohit has asked if expense is reimbursed by supplier of tour operator to employee of tour operator. If expense is reimbursed by the supplier of tour operator to employee of tour operator, is GST is applicable? In my view, yes. Supplier charge GST on this invoice, but the tour operator pay to supplier after deducting amount of reimbursement. If it is reimbursement is not fitting into the definition of that pure agent, then GST shall be applicable on this this transaction. That is what view I am holding. Bajrang Singh Thakur has asked, in case of flight booking provided to client in package, will GST be charged on flight booking amount? Of course, yes. This is I'm going to cover a little bit later in detail. Then you will understand better, Thakur sir. So we'll wait for that to come. So some issues as far as hotel accommodation is concerned. So when you go to the hotel, there will be a composite supply or mixed supply. Like composite supply means a supply, two or more taxable supply is given to the customer at the price of one, and out of that supply, one supply is a principal supply. So tax applicable will be of a principal supply. As far as mixed supply is concerned, two or more supply, here the word taxable is missing. Two or more supply which is not consumed, expected to be consumed together, then it will be a mixed supply, and the supply which is taxable at the highest rate will be taxable to entire transaction. Now, if you go to hotel accommodation, so many times that include your bread and breakfast, sometimes breakfast, dinner and bed. Then in that scenario, suppose the rate of tax for restaurant service in the same hotel is 5%, but As we discussed, any room, hotel accommodation, even if it is less than 1,000, the minimum rate is 12%. Then if it is a composite supply of bed and breakfast, the entire transaction will be taxable at 12%, or can we split between 5 or 12? I request participants, you can give your views in a chat box. Manish Ketanji, definitely I am going to cover GST applicability on rail, travel and flight, all that agent also. So we have a different split view on this. Some are saying that we can split. Tejal is saying that 12% on the entire transaction. So it depends on transaction to transaction. What I have experienced is that many times what they do is, if you go to the site of hotel, so they are giving you an option that only bed, this is the rate, bed and breakfast. If you take composite, then rate will be X plus something. And some hotels are giving only one option. Once they are giving only one option of bed and breakfast, then it will become a composite supply. And in my view, you can't split the contract. But if you are taking only bed and then you are adding on the food, then only they can split the contract. Otherwise not. Like gym services are always given complimentary, what I have observed, by the hotel. So gym otherwise is taxable at 18%. But now in this scenario, it will become part of composite supply and will be taxable at 12% only. Now extra bed. Take an example. The room rent is 7,000. And if you want extra bed, then extra bed charges, hotel will charge you 1,000 more. Up to 7,500, the GST rate for hotel accommodation is 12%. Above 7,500, it is 18%. Now in this scenario, what will be the GST rate, whether 12 or 18? You can write in a chat box. Bhutaji, I will cover your questions when I will go to tour operator service. So many participants have written 12%, many participants have written 18%. So again, there is a clarification issued by a department in the year 2017. Because 1st July 2017 till July 2018, that what we discussed, the hotel accommodation was taxable on declared tariff, not on the transaction value. To this context, they have issued a clarification and they said with the example that time above 7,500 GST rate for hotel accommodation was 28%. So with the example, department has clarified that declared tariff is suppose 7,000, 1,000 extra bed has been charged. So actually you are charging 8,000 rupees. But GST shall be, because that the declared tariff in this kind of case is only 7,000, not 8,000. Transaction value is 8,000, but but the declared tariff of that room is 7,000. Hence, GST of 7,000, that is 18% at that point of time will be applicable, not 28%. But now scenario has changed from July 2018. Now it has to be on the transaction value. And now the view what I am holding is that in case of extra bed, now your transaction value for per unit per night become not 7,000, 8,000. So now we have to pay 18% and not 12%. Sometimes hotels are recovering membership fees. Many five-star hotel are saying that, or maybe smaller hotel are saying that the membership fees of 20,000 you pay, In that you will get 1, 2 night, 3 days hotel accommodation. Then you will get some discount coupon for restaurant. Then you will get some gym facility free, or maybe some 1 or 2 days of spa free. This kind of facilities they are giving, and for that they are charging 20,000. So it's a bouquet of service, and in this bouquet of service, different services are applicable at a different rate. Suppose hotel accommodation may be chargeable at 12%. Hotel restaurant may be chargeable at 5%. Gym or spa may be taxable at 18%. So at what rate GST shall be applicable on this? You can write in a chat box 5, 12 or 18. So ITC of hotel rent is available to the CA or any person if it is for the purpose of business. So it will be chargeable at 18% because it is a membership fees is a different service altogether, and membership is taxable at 18%, and hence it is a single service of membership which include various service and principal service. You can say a membership fees. It is a composite supply, you can say. Now, next question is, I will take this question, ITC of makeup for front desk staff, then ITC of free pickup and drop, whether ITC, this two kind of ITC shall be available to the hotel or not, because we have seen that many times hotels are giving a free pickup and drop to the hotel accommodation, the customer who is availing this accommodation service also. And ITC for makeup of front desk staff. So whether this both ITC available, not available. Nakul Joshi ji has asked a good question. If in a case of a cruise between Mumbai and Goa, the place of supply is 60% Maharashtra, 40% Goa, two different invoices need to be issued, because in GSTR1, if you give two place of supply, then it will not be uploaded. So practical purposes, you have to issue two. So again, a split view, whether ITC available, not available. So we'll go to the provision. There is a section 17, subsection 5. 17.5 is the block credit, and which says that ITC is not available, notwithstanding anything contained in section 16 or section 18, ITC of the following is not available. Once you go to section 17.5b, which says that ITC of food and beverages, outdoor catering, beauty treatment, health services, cosmetic and plastic surgery, renting, hiring, leasing of motor vehicle is not available. So when we are discussing a free pickup and drop provided this service to the customer by the hotel, so it means they are availing the services of some car renting services, car rental services, and which is covered in section 17.5b, block credit. But if you read 17.5b, it says that credit of the following will be allowed for outward supply of same category or as element of composite or mixed supply. So if I'm giving a free rent pickup and drop facility to my customer, then it becomes a composite supply of my hotel accommodation, and which include car renting services also. Hence, hotel will get the credit of the same. Second question what I asked was about the makeup of front desk staff. So if you see that this covered a beauty treatment service, and if it is a part of composite or mixed supply, or if it is obligatory for employer under any law for the time being in force, then only it will be allowed. So in my view, it is not fitting in any of this limb. Hence, this credit will not be allowed. Next is ITC for construction of hotel building. And many times we have seen that in case of a hotel, every 3 years, every 5 years, they renovate. They do the coloring, POP, electrical fitting, change of the room. So whether this repair of civil work or maybe a construction of hotel building, whether this credit will be allowed. Yes or no? Krishna Sinde has written for repair, it will be allowed by expense route. Many has written no. So we'll see the provision. Again, we will go to section 17(5) C as well as D, which says that work contract service credit will not be allowed if it is debited to immovable property. So construction of a hotel building, then credit will not be allowed. But if it is debited to P&L account, then the credit of the same will be allowed. So as far as the renovation repair work is concerned, there is no doubt about allowability of ITC for the hotel. But again, there is a judgment of Odisha High Court in case of Safari Retreat Private Limited, which is now pending before the Supreme Court. And here it is said that there is a company who is constructing a mall, which is they are going to give on rent. And the Odisha High Court has said that as per Article 14 of the Constitution, since you are recovering the tax on our output supply, then credit should be allowed. But still, this is pending before the Supreme Court. So whether ITC or construction of hotel building, a strict interpretation of section 17(5) C and D is not allowed. But Odisha High Court is giving that benefit. But ITC of repair and renovation, there is no doubt if it is debited to P&L account, it will be allowed. Next is, in case of a hotel, they are recovering the booking charges in advance from the customer. And many times it is later on cancelled. Sometime what happened is, suppose customer has paid rupees 5,000 for booking of hotel accommodation. Per room, per night, 5,000 paid 100% in advance. After 15 days, he has cancelled that. And hotel said that, okay, I will not give you entire 5,000 rupees, but I will give you only 4,000 rupees, or I will give you only 2,000 rupees. And they have kept that 1,000 rupees as cancellation fees. So now this cancellation fees, GST shall be applicable at 18% or 12%. Bhavesh Tanna has written 12%, others has written 18%. So we'll go to the one circular issued recently in the month of August 2022 by the board, circular number 78/10/2022. In that circular para number 11, they have said a supply contracted for such as the booking of hotel accommodation and customer paid the advance and later on it has been cancelled. And then facilitation supply of allowing cancellation at the intended supply against payment of cancellation fees or retention of forfeiture of such part or whole of the consideration or security deposit in such case should be assessed as principal supply. It means that on this 1,000 rupees, what example I am giving, will be taxable at the rate of original supply. Suppose the room night is 5,000 rupees, on that 12% GST is applicable. So this cancellation charges only on 1,000 rupees, hotel has to pay at the rate of 12%. If the transaction value of that hotel accommodation booking may be more than 7,500, then it may go to 18%, depending on the original rate. And this will applicable not only for hotel booking, this will applicable for cancellation of ticket booking for air ticket, rail ticket, everything. Any cancellation service will be taxable at original rate. Suppose air ticket is taxable, economy class is 5%. 10,000 रुपए की टिकट आपने ली और आपने उसको बाद में कैंसिल करा दिया. एयरलाइन ने आपसे 2,000 रुपया रिटेन करके 8,000 rupees he has paid. So on this 2,000, they will pay only at the rate of 5%, not at the rate of 18%. So any cancellation will go with the principal supply, at the rate of principal supply. I hope I am clear on this. Now moving to restaurant and banquet service. As far as rate of restaurant is from 14th November 2017 onwards, I am not going because it is fraction of the month, the rate was different. If it is a standalone restaurant, not located in the premises having residential or lodging facility, or restaurant located in the premises having residential or lodging facility, having a declared tariff of any unit less than 7,500 per unit per day, then 5% will be the rate, and ITC shall not be available to the restaurant. So in case of hotel accommodation, we have said that the rate of hotel accommodation will be determined by transaction value. But if you come to the restaurant, it says that declared tariff. Again, it says restaurant, etc., located in the premises having residential or lodging facility having declared tariff of any unit more than 7,500 per unit per day, then it will be 18%, and ITC shall be allowed to the restaurant. And composition scheme is also available, no ITC, 5% is there. Again, when I am saying a declared tariff, so what example I have taken, that maybe a 7,000 rupees is my declared tariff, 1,000 rupees I charge for extra bed. On 8,000, we have said that a hotel accommodation will pay GST at the rate of 12%. But, sorry, hotel accommodation, they will pay GST at the rate of 18% because the transaction value of that room will be 8,000 rupees. But the restaurant in the same hotel will be taxable at 5% because the declared tariff is 7,000 rupees in this case, not the transaction value for hotel accommodation. I hope I am clear on this. What is the difference between declared tariff and the transaction, and how it is impacting restaurant as well as the hotel accommodation. And again, if they charge, if the declared tariff is 7,000, more than 7,500, even for a single day, because if you go to Goa, then they have a declared different declared tariff between October to March and April to September. So even if for a single day your declared tariff is more than 7,500, then entire year on a restaurant you have to pay GST at the rate of 18%, not at the rate of 5%. Rate in case of outdoor catering, again supplied within the premises of hotel having a declared tariff of any unit up to more than 7,500 per day, up to 7,500, up to 30th September 2019, it was 18% with ITC. With effect from 1st October 2019, it will be 5% without ITC. It is supplied within the premises of hotel having a declared tariff of any unit above 7,500. Previously also, now also it is 18% with ITC. And outdoor catering service other than above 18% with ITC till 30th September 2019, but now currently it will be 5% without ITC. And this rate are mandatory and not in optional in nature. The place of supply for restaurant and outdoor catering service will be the location where the services are actually performed. So it is on the performance based criteria. But again, if they are supplying service to SEZ unit, maybe outdoor catering service, or maybe to hotel restaurant, to SEZ unit for hotel restaurant service, or maybe outdoor catering service, or maybe a convention service, the place of supply will be interstate supply and they will charge IGST, or it will be interstate supply. Some issues related to restaurant. Many times restaurant charge cover charges. And if it is a standalone restaurant, then again it will go to 5%. But many times in cover charges, they say that you will get two glass of wine or maybe liquor plus a meal. Then it's become a mixed supply. And mixed supply will be taxable at the highest rate. And the highest rate will be of the restaurant, because liquor, etc., is not leviable to GST. And entire cover charges GST at the rate of 5% shall be applicable. Many times, restaurant recover pay conducting license to the owner of the premises instead of rent. Then they are liable to pay GST at the rate of 18%, renting 18%. In both the scenario, they will not get any ITC because 5% no ITC is allowed. Many chain of restaurants are there and they are operate on a franchisee model. So they will give collect franchisee fees. Franchisee fees shall be leviable at the rate of 18%, and the franchisee will not get any credit of the same, because in a standalone restaurant, no ITC is allowed. Supply of liquor, GST is not applicable, but of course the state VAT will be applicable on this. The next issue is in respect of ice cream parlor or sweet shop. What GST rate will be applicable? The rate of ice cream or maybe the rate of restaurant? Sadanand Kaleji has written that rate of ice cream, that clarification they have issued, and they said that in case of ice cream parlor, they are not providing any service, it's not a restaurant service, and they have to pay the GST of what applicable to the ice cream. But we have seen many sweet shops are there. And again, in that sweet shop, they have a sitting facility also. If you go to Tiwari Brothers in Bombay and various other sweet shops are there in Pune also. So there they have that facility. Again, if it is a service served in a restaurant, then in my view, 5% rate will be applicable, standalone restaurant. But many times what happen in sweet shop, you purchase half kg, 1 kg, or maybe you purchase 100 samosas, then it will be sale of that food item, and whatever rate applicable to that, on that you have to pay GST. That is the view what I am holding. Chiteshji, I have already explained, if sitting is available in this, so whatever you are serving there, it will be applicable at the 5%, but in the sweet shop, already if you are taking a bulk order, then it will be sale of goods. Krishna Shindeji is asking, sir, not able to understand the logic behind supply being treated as interstate supply. Krishnaji, as I said, that section 7(5)(b), if you read of IGST Act, it says that in case of SEZ supply, it will be interstate supply, because government do not want any tax to be paid by the SEZ unit. And that's why they said that it will be an interstate transaction. And once it will be interstate transaction, then it will be treated as zero rated supply and GST will not be applicable on the same. So I hope I am clear with the intention of the law. Bhushan Chandaki has asked to clarify about GST on renting of restaurant halls, etc. So many times what I have seen that many banquet are splitting the contract and they are saying that renting is separate and whatever food is supplied will be separate. And suppose it is a standalone banquet or maybe a specified premises, then renting whatever they are charging separately will be taxable at 18%, and whatever food they are supplying will be taxable at 5%. Otherwise, if it is a composite supply and those separate billing will be done for renting, then they can charge 5% on the entire value. GST on the rent of the hotel premises is not available. Only it will be available if it is in the specified premises, and restaurant they are paying GST at the rate of 18% on the sale. Nakul Doshi is asking if restaurant is registered under composition scheme, then can they recover GST at 5% from customer? No, they cannot recover GST. They have to pay from their own pocket. So nowadays, most of the restaurants are not in a composition scheme. So now I'm moving to the next set is that tour operator, GST on tour operator. So Nitin Bhutaji has asked a question long back saying that if tour operator is doing the business and their billing is below 20 lakhs, but due to some dispute with customer, if some fees were paid to advocate amounting to rupees 50,000, whether RCM would trigger. Bhutaji, you are also an expert faculty on GST. In my view, personally, if your turnover is less than 20 lakhs and if you are not registered, then there is an exemption as far as the lawyer service is concerned. So GST will not be applicable on that. If tour operator is doing the business of overseas tour operation, that is outbound tour, thus they are registered under GST, but due to some dispute with the customer, if some fees were paid to advocate in US amounting to, you are creating so much dispute with the customer, seems to be. In my view, if it is not in Indian advocate, but again, you have to see that RCM on import of service, whether it is an import of service, not because it is paid to the advocate, but it may come within the definition of import of service because service is utilized in India, and because of that, you have to pay GST on the reverse charge mechanism. Now coming to air travel agent, whenever I am saying air travel agent, whether it is air travel agent, whether it is rail travel agent, whether it is bus agent, all will remain same. So first of all, we have to understand what these transactions are and which are the party involved in that. Because if air travel agent we talk, then air travel agent is providing service to the airlines because they have been appointed by airline to sell their ticket and to promote their and do their marketing. And airline at the same time also in the service of transportation of passenger from one place to another. Air travel agent, sale of air tickets for the airline, and they book ticket for the passenger also. And so air travel agent, as far as air travel agent is concerned, he is supplying services to two parties, maybe at the same time in the same transaction, that is maybe to the airline, or at the same time to the passenger also when he is recovering a service fees from him. Again, various options has been given to the air travel agent by the GST authority, GST law. The first option is that commission. We call it commonly known as commission model. So whether it is commission, whether they call it sometime PLB, sometime airline are giving in the form of upload incentive or any other form of incentive from airline as well as booking fees from passenger. So GST at the rate of 18% on the such commission what they received from airline, as well as whatever booking fees, service charge, because nowadays you have seen that they are charging 200 rupees, 250 rupees as service fees to the customer. On that also they are liable to pay GST at the rate of 18%. So they are providing services to two parties. One is airline, one other is customer. And on the both portion, they are liable to pay GST. Another option is, before going to principal model, I will go to the basic fare model, which was there and prevalent under the erstwhile service tax law also. In that scenario, basic fare, they have said that if it is for a domestic booking, so we presume that 5% will be the taxable value, and on 5% you have to pay GST at the rate of 18%. So effectively, you can say 0.9% on the basic fare. In case of international booking, maybe Delhi, London booking, that is international flight, or maybe London, Delhi booking, they said that 10% of the basic fare will be taxable supply, they will presume, and on that 18%. So effectively 1.8% on the basic fare shall be leviable to GST. How to calculate basic fare? Again, they have defined that, means that part of the airfare on which the commission is normally paid to the air travel agent by the airline. So if you see the ticket, they say basic fare, then they say fuel surcharge, and various head they collect from the customer. But basic fare, they also pay commission to the agent on the fuel and surcharge also. So for the purpose of GST, not only the basic fare what has been written on the ticket, but the fuel surcharge, etc., also to be included for calculating that 5% or 18% as the case may be. Under the erstwhile service tax law, it is said that once you have opted for basic fare, then you can't change during the year. That condition is not there now in GST. So in my view, agent, air travel agent, some ticket may pay GST on commission model, or some ticket he may pay on a basic fare model in the same year itself. सुनने के लिए बहुत अच्छा है, but practically once you go for implementing this dual model, it is not practically possible. That what we have tried as far as my experience is concerned. So very tough. Now coming to principal model. Principal to principal model is also prevailing in the industry. Many travel agent, air travel agent, purchase do a booking at the beginning of the year for entire flight. Maybe he will say, okay, Bombay, Delhi, all the flights, 10 ticket is booked for me. The block deal they are doing. So they are operating on principal to principal. And then they are decide their own price for their own ticket. So maybe possible that at the beginning of the year, he may have purchased a ticket at a booked ticket at 3,000 rupees. And sometime he may sell at 10,000 rupees, he may sell at 12,000 rupees, or sometime if he is not getting any booking, he has to sell maybe at 1,000 rupees at a loss also. So in this kind of scenario, he can claim the ITC of whatever airline has charged on that ticket. And in my view, then he is going into the shoes of airline, and whatever may be the value GST applicable, maybe at 5% on economy class, 12% other than economy class, he will pay on the same and discharge his liability accordingly. As far as place of supply is concerned, air travel agent is concerned, he's a taxable supplier. Again, as far as air travel agent is concerned, once he's acting as an agent, as per section 24, limit of 20 lakh is not applicable to the agent. And even if he is getting a commission of 1,000 rupees during the year, he is required to register himself and pay GST on the same. So always air travel agent will be a taxable supplier. His customer may be either airline, if he is getting commission on that GST is paying, or maybe service fees he is recovering from the passenger. So passenger may be a corporate, If he is registered taxable recipient, then the place of supply of place of recipient of supply shall be the place of supply. Second possibility is that the recipient, a passenger who is going, may not be registered taxable person, may not be registered, but if he is having his address on record, so suppose if a passenger is traveling foreign, so definitely he has to keep a record of passport. So he can't say that I do not have any address of the passenger on record. In that scenario, again, the place of supply shall be the location of the recipient. And in case of a walk-in customer where he do not have any record address on the record, then the place of the agent, air travel agent shall be the place of supply. There may be a possibility that a customer, foreign customer, buys a ticket from an Indian air travel agent for a foreign carrier. Lufthansa Air ticket is purchasing maybe a Lufthansa Air from USA to Srinagar. It's not Srinagar, Sri Lanka, Colombo. Of Lufthansa Air, both are situated outside India, but he is acting as an intermediary, and in case of intermediary, the place of supply shall be the location of the agent, and this entire transaction commission also will be taxable in India, and service fees, whatever he is recovering, shall also be taxable in India. Many agents, air travel agents, purchase ticket from consolidators and acting as a sub-agent. So maybe whatever GST rate and whatever place of supply, whatever is there will be the same as what we have discussed in the previous slide itself. In case of a small restaurant where there's prepare and serve coffee, tea, snacks, and also ready packaged snack for sale, we'll have to take 2 GST registration, one as a restaurant, 5%, no ITC, and other as a trader. See again, snacks, whenever you are packaged snacks. So again, the definition of service has been defined by the code that if you open, like take a bottled water. If you open a bottle, then it is a service. If you are giving as it is, then it is a sale. So accordingly, if you are giving snacks or packaged snacks opened, then it will be service, 5% will be applicable without ITC. Tejal. Tejal is asking if once in a while declared tariff is 7,500, then even in a room tariff below 7,500 in other GST room rent will be 12%, but food maybe 18% will be charged. If it is declared tariff is more than 7,500, then restaurant definitely will be 18% for all the sale, and room again depend on the transaction value. Anand Chandak is asking, what will be the GST rate where restaurant is supplying liquor and food and bifurcation is mentioned separately? So most of the restaurant are issuing 2 separate bill, one for liquor and one for restaurant. Liquor, they are not paying any GST, but for food, they are paying GST, standalone 5%, specified premises 18%. Sir, kindly also share how to calculate turnover of GST registration for ATA. As I said, air travel agent, if they are paying on the commission basis, so whatever may be commission, they are paying GST, and whatever booking fees they are paying, that will be calculated as their turnover. Whenever I am saying that they are on commission basis, then if they are the ticket value by the airline is 10,000, they should recover only 10,000 plus service fees from the customer. If they are saying that ticket value purchase is 10,000 rupees from airline, but if they are recovering 11,000 as a ticket value, then entire 11,000 will be their turnover. And on entire 11,000, they have to pay GST because now they are not becoming a pure agent. So I hope, and in case of a basic fare, that domestic ticket 5% will be their turnover. In international ticket, 10% will be their turnover of the basic fare. Kshitiz is asking, is it required to inform GST department about the option availed for paying GST on ATA? No, there is no such requirement as such. Now coming to rent a cab service. Nitin Bhutaji has asked a question many times. Airline report commission payable to ITA agent on year-end provision. They deduct the TDS also as on 31st March 2023. But ITA agent issued tax invoice under section 31 after reconciliation if mismatch notices are issued for non-reporting of billing of GSTR 1 of GSTR March 23. So what happened, Nitinji? They are getting a commission on ticket to ticket basis also, and performance link bonus also depending on their performance during the year. So what you are talking about is that performance link bonus at the year end when they are getting. So airline are calculating it, or maybe you have to see then it will become a continuous supply of service contract, because the performance link bonus is continuous supply of service contract. And you have to see the ITA contract. And if as per the contract between ITA and the agent, if he is required to issue invoice after 1st April, then the time of supply will be of 1st April or onward, not 31st March. And then they have to give the reconciliation, of course, because TDS maybe have been deducted on 31st March 2023. So that you have to see accordingly. Tejal has asked whether liquor is also there is in supply. Is there any need to reverse proportion input credit when filing 3B in a ratio of taxable and non-GST supply? So, of course, in my view, non-GST supply, you have to go to Rule 42, Rule 43 as the case may be, and non-GST supply will be treated as exempt supply, and definitely you have to do the reverse calculation. Now coming to rent-a-cab service. We all know what is rent-a-cab service. Again, rent-a-cab service they may take a cab on a rent from another operator and take some commission from the operator and give as it is to the customer. On the commission model, they will pay 18%. Sometimes they have their own fleet, or sometimes they take fleet from somebody else, but they suppose they have taken a car on 10,000 rupees and giving it to the customer at 12,000 rupees, then net cost and markup basis they are giving. So various options have been given in this scenario. First is GST at the rate of 5% they can pay on the full value of invoice, and ITC will not be allowed, but ITC of operator to operator will be allowed. So suppose if he has taken rent a cab from another operator at 10,000 rupees, giving to the customer at 12,000 rupees, he will charge GST at the rate of 5%. But what his supplier has charged, he will get that credit. But apart from that, he will not get any other credit. If he is having own fleet, then he will not get any credit of repair maintenance as well as the car value, etc. Another option has been given to them with effect on 22nd August. They can pay GST at the rate of 12% and claim the ITC, but it has to be with fuel, and they can claim ITC of car, repair, etc. Any kind of ITC is allowed. Third option is they can pay GST at the rate of 18% on full value of invoice, excluding value of fuel. So we have seen that Zoom car. Sorry. In case of Zoom car like that, they are giving car without driver, without fuel. In that scenario, GST at the rate of 18% will be available and full ITC will be available to this kind of contract. The place of supply in case of car hire, maybe in case of airline, maybe in case of railway. Again, I have not covered rail travel agent separately because rail travel agent will be as per the air travel agent. Only the option is that they won't get the option of basic fare. So commission or service fees, whatever they are recovering on that, they are liable to pay GST. Place of supply for passenger transportation, for the maybe airline, maybe for railway, maybe for car hire company. Location of the supplier and recipient both are if it is in India, and if service receiver is registered, yes, location of service receiver. If he is not registered, then the place where the passenger embark on a continuous conveyance for a continuous journey. But take an example. I am not registered in GST, but I am going for Himachal tourism tour, and I've taken a car on hire from Chandigarh airport. So the place from where the passenger embark on a conveyance is Chandigarh, but Chandigarh, maybe I have taken car for 10 days and I am in Chandigarh only for 15 minutes, but the place of supply will remain Chandigarh in this kind of scenario. Second possibility is that if either the location of supplier or maybe the recipient of service is outside India, then the place where the passenger embark on a conveyance for a continuous journey shall be the place of supply. Sagar Vaidyaji has asked a question: can a cab company charge at different rate on different type of invoice, or it has to select one of the three? Again, if you are having a different model, then again you will face the practical difficulty of how to take the ITC, how to do the reversal of 42, 43. So practically either you should follow 5% or you should follow 12%, 18%. 12%, 18% you can follow because in both the scenario you will get the credit. So both can be followed. Anjali madam is asking, is GST applicable on bus services given to school for pickup and drop services? So, madam, I have not analyzed this. Need to be analyzed whether there is any exemption for the school pickup and drop. So need to be analyzed. So I will answer maybe within 2-3 days. You can call me, then I can answer after analyzing the same. Now coming to tour operator service. So if I am a tour operator, I am taking a package from another operator and selling as it is to the customer and getting a commission from another tour operator, or maybe charging some service fees to the client. So whatever service fees or maybe whatever commission I am getting, I will pay GST on the same. Another possibility is that principal to principal. So I purchase a ready-made package Again, package tour has been defined in the law, saying that it shall include the value of accommodation as well as transportation, both. If either of the things are missing, then it will not become package tour. In case of a package tour, the rate of GST shall be 5% and ITC is not allowed. That is the condition. But ITC of operator to operator is allowed in package tour. So suppose I have taken a package tour from another tour operator and he has charged me 5%, and I have sold that package tour, purchase at 10,000, sold at 12,000. So on 12,000, I've charged 5% to my customer. So whatever I have paid to my supplier, I will get the credit of the same, because operator to operator credit is allowed. Second possibility is I'm making my own package tour. Own package tour means I will take a car from somebody else. I will take air ticket from airline. I will take hotel accommodation from somebody else. I will take a meal from somebody else, and making my own package tour. So, and I'm charging 5% to my customer. Then I will not get any ITC of the same. Third possibility is that I'm only selling a hotel. I'm doing a hotel booking. In case of a hotel booking, then my transportation is not included. Then I am not becoming a package tour. In that scenario, GST at the rate of 18% shall be leviable, and I will get the ITC of the same. But ITC, in case of a hotel, I will get only if I'm registered in the same state in which the hotel is also there, because hotel will always charge CGST, SGST, as already we have discussed. That we have to keep in mind. Shantanu is asking that one of the GS service provider was below GST limit, has exceeded the threshold limit due to the high invoicing during the last week of financial year. It was discovered after the year, and how to handle. So immediately you go for registration, pay the GST liability along with the interest. That is the only option available. Again, in case of inbound tour, outbound tour, what is inbound tour is that foreign passenger coming to India is inbound tour. Indian passenger going to outside India is called as outbound tour. In case of inbound tour, if it is on the intermediary basis, or maybe inbound tour, if foreign passenger is coming, then the place of supply will be the where the actually performed. So suppose foreign passenger is coming to India and going only to Agra, then the place of supply shall be UP. But generally what we have seen that if a foreign tourist is coming to India, he will not go only in one state. He will go to various multiple states. Suppose a foreign tourist has taken a package of Golden Triangle, that is Jaipur, Delhi, Agra, from an Indian tour operator. So Delhi is in Delhi, Agra is in UP, and Jaipur is in Rajasthan. Then he is performing service in all the three states. Now, what shall be the place of supply? You can write in the chat box. What shall be the place of supply in this scenario? Whether it will be Jaipur, it will be Delhi, it will be Agra, what? So again, it says that when services are performed in more than one state, then as per the proportion of value for service separately collected, or as per the terms of the agreement or contract, or as may be prescribed. So they have prescribed that on the basis if nothing is separately proportionate nahi kiya hai, then the place of supply will be determined on the number of days of stay in each state. So it is advisable that instead of going to number of days, if you can have a contract, say suppose 1 lakh rupees you have sold. So artificially you have said that 35,000 is for Jaipur, for 30,000 is for Delhi, and Agra is for 35,000. And then place of supply will be 3 place of supply in this scenario. And again, you have to issue 3 separate invoice, tax invoice. So what you can do is you can issue maybe a single invoice to the customer, because customer will not accept 3 invoice. But tax invoice, you can correspondingly 3 tax invoice you can issue, and then 3 different place of supply shall be there. It may be possible that the foreign tour operator, so Indian tour operator may be billing directly to the foreign tourist. So various different combinations are there. I'm not going into detailing of the same. You can, it is given in my handout, which I already shared with the branch. So they will definitely share with you. Now coming to the, when tour operator is in India and the Indian tourist is also in India. If he is providing service to the Indian tourist and he recover only the service charges, then, and it is an outbound tour, that is Indian tourist is going to the USA and the USA tour operator is directly billing to the Indian customer, then the place of supply shall be the location of the Indian tourist, because he is charging only service fees. Next is that in case of outbound tour operators in India, foreign tour operator is directly billing to the tourist in India, and Indian tour operator is getting commission from the foreign tour operator. In that scenario, he is becoming intermediary. The location of the tour operator shall be the place of supply. And for Indian tourists, the place of supply shall be USA, and foreign tour operator will not be liable to pay any GST on the same, and Indian tourist will also not pay any GST under reverse charge. It may be possible that he is acting as a not intermediary but principal to principal on India. So Indian tourist maybe from Punjab want to visit to Mumbai or maybe a Pune, tour to Mumbai, and tour operator 1 has purchased a tour from another tour operator, and tour operator 2 has paid rupees 1 lakh rupees. So if it is a package tour, then 5%, and the place of supply will be the location of the recipient. So tour operator 1 has purchased from tour operator 2. So for tour operator 2, that place of supply will be the tour operator 1, that IGST, if it is in different state. And tour operator 1 has sold this package to the Indian tourist at maybe at 1,50,000. Then the location of the tourist will be the place of supply, irrespective of the place visited. In case of foreign tourist may have approached tour operator who is in USA, and USA tour operator have approached Indian tour operator to provide a service to a foreign tourist to Agra. And Indian tour operator have charged not to the tourist but to the tour operator in USA rupees 1 lakh. In that scenario also, the place of supply shall remain where the foreign tourist is going. and any out and out tour is provided by an Indian tour operator to the foreign tourist who is not coming to the soul of India, then entry number 54 is exempt and no GST shall be applicable on the same. Now coming to the package tour, if we see some planning aspect, you can also see. Generally, if you see the package tour, there are three major elements are there. Major cost of element for the tour operator. One is air ticket. Second, you can say a rent-a-cab service or maybe a sightseeing. And third is hotel accommodation service or maybe the meal service. So these are the three different elements of the services are there. Again, we'll first go to the hotel accommodation portion. So suppose he is only doing the hotel booking service. So suppose hotel is, if it is in state A, a tour operator may be in state B and his customer is in state C. And he is only doing the hotel booking service. So hotel A, the place of supply will be the state A itself, and tour operator is in state B, he will not get the credit. So he cannot pass on the credit to his customer. Place of supply for tour operator will be the location of the customer if he is registered. Another scenario, what a tour operator who is in state B can do. He will approach another tour operator who may be in state A. So hotel will bill to the tour operator in state A. For hotel, the place of supply shall be the location of hotel. Tour operator in state A can take the credit of the same. For state tour operator in state A, the place of supply will be the state B to the another tour operator. So whatever credit he has taken, he can pass on to the another tour operator who is in state B, and state B can also pass on the same credit of the hotel to his customer. Take an example, the room rent may be of 7,000 rupees. On 7,000, hotel will charge GST at rate, what rate? 12% or 18%? I think you all are got confused or you are not there. Of course, 12%. Transaction value, that is 12%. So state A hotel will charge 12% GST to the tour operator who is also in state A. Okay. Now the tour operator of state A will raise invoice on another tour operator who is in state B. What GST rate he will charge to that tour operator, whether 12% or 18% or 5%? Someone has written 5%, but 5% will be applicable in case of package tour. Package tour, as I said, that it should include the cost of hotel accommodation and transportation. Here only the cost of hotel accommodation is included, then it will not become package tour. So he will charge 18%. Manish Ketanji has written 18%. So state A tour operator will charge GST of 18% on state B, and state B tour operator will charge also 18% GST to his customer. So now why customer will go with the travel agent when the hotel is charging only 12% and the travel agent is charging 18%? What is the reason? Then the going through a travel agent will become costlier to the customer. Yes or no? Of course, Manish Khetanji has said that customer will now get the ITC. If he will directly book the hotel, he will not get the ITC because he is not in the same state. So suppose if he has paid 6% extra, but he will save entire 18% as ITC credit will be available to him. But this kind of transaction is possible only and only when when you are selling this to a corporate client who is going to get the credit. Otherwise, this will not work at all. As I said, there are three elements: air ticket, rent-a-cab, hotel accommodation. If you are not marketing this as a package tour to anyone else, maybe on your website, maybe in the newspaper, maybe not on your desk, then you can split the contract. So what I have seen that generally in case of a package tour, if you see the air ticket value, maybe a 1/3 or 30% of your cost. Package tour, anyway, you are not going to get any credit. Airline will charge 5% GST on the air ticket. As an air travel agent, if you issue ticket, then you may be getting 1% commission, maybe a 2% commission at the max. So maybe on 2% commission, you will pay 18% GST. So GST rate will be much lower than paying 5% on the 1/3 value of the yes. Again, rent a cab service, GST will be only 5%. And hotel accommodation, you have to pay GST at the rate of 18%. And in case of that, you will also get the credit of the same. Rent a cab, again 5% you will pay, but you will also get the credit if you are engaging any other rent a cab operator. So this way, if you are splitting the contract, but very cautiously you have to do, because in this scenario, you should not market as a package. It should not be on your website, etc., etc. That, and again, you have to show that this is a 3 different contract entered by you at 3 different point of time, 3 different invoice. There should not be linkages. Then you can take this entire benefit of this kind of transaction. So this way you can do some planning also. Can customer avail CGST in case of direct billing? Suppose a hotel is in state A, customer is in state C, so he will not get the credit of neither CGST nor SGST. He can only take the credit of only IGST, which, and in case of tour operator, only can issue the invoice of IGST. So any other question if you have, then we can discuss the same. Otherwise, I have covered my entire presentation as far as the tourism and hospitality industry is concerned. If you have any other question relating to this industry, it will be my pleasure to cover the same. So whatever I discussed till now was my opinions or views, and opinions or views are like wristwatches. Every watch shows different time from others, but everyone believes that their time is right. Once again, I thank Pune branch for giving me this opportunity, and thanks all of you also for making this session interactive. One question is there, Bhushan Chandakji is asking, can corporate customer avail ITC of cab or food even if in the same state for tour of employees? As we have seen that the cab service and the food service is covered section 17(5). It is a block credit. And in case of a block credit, you can get the credit 17(5)(b). You will get the credit in 3 conditions. Either it is mandatory for employer to provide to employee. So take an example of BPO. Many BPOs are there in Pune. And as far as Maharashtra state government guidelines are concerned, which says that in case of a night shift, you have to provide a pickup and drop facility to a woman employee, which is mandatory. So in that case, whatever rent a cab service you are taking, you will get the credit of the same. Take an example of Pune branch is conducting a physical seminar in which they are providing snacks and tea. Correct, Rishikesh? Rishikesh is smiling. So in that scenario, whatever the outdoor caterer will charge GST to the branch, it's becoming a composite supply for them. So they will get the credit. And within the same line of business, then credit will be available. So in case of a corporate, as I said, if it is a BPO, night shift, credit will be available. Food, if it is a composite supply, then credit will be available. Otherwise, it will not be available. As I said, commission agent, in my view, section 24, subclause 7, which says that in case of an agent, limit of 20 lakh is not applicable. So whether a commission agent in Pune or any other city, if he is getting any commission, he is liable to register irrespective of the value of supply. So any other question? So Rishikesh ji.
Yes, sir. I hope the concepts are pretty much clear to all the participants. I know this is a very complicated topic, and all the provisions of the Act, maybe RCM, maybe place of supply, and whatever, are all applicable to this sector. This is so complicated, and I'm really I'm sure that your PPT, the presentation you have sharing, will help all the participants to clarify all the doubts. And I request you to be kind enough to share the PPT on our Pune branch website also, so that if any participants need to refer to that later on, they can refer it.
Sir, you can upload. We have already shared, so you can
Yes,
upload
yes.
on Pune website also.
Thank you, sir.
And,
Thank you, thank you. So once again, I thank you, Gadia sir, to enlightening us on this topic. And we have this GST Gyansatra series going on. So I request all the participants to be actively involved in all the GST lectures throughout the series. So once again, I thank you and all the participants. Thank you.